Hello everybody, welcome back to Guitar Teacher Tools. Today I'm looking at Edcafe and we are doing a second look through of what it has created for me. From previous videos, you may have seen that we did a lesson plan on Andres Segovia. And so today we're going to take a look at what the slide deck has created for us, or the slide deck that's been created for us using this. I'm using the same website from before because my thoughts are I would like to see what it does with the same source in multiple different outputs or products. So today we're taking a look at the slideshow. So I've already produced it. You can see we've got the slide deck, we've got the website where it came from, and we can export it to Google Slides, which is probably what I would do eventually to look at that for editing and things like that, just because I'm more used to the slides and how they work. But let's just kind of take a look and see what we've got. So we went to Britannica. We're talking about Andres Segovia, and basically let's see what it created using that information. So we have Andres Segovia, Master of Classical Guitar. The picture is not terribly great, so I'd probably go ahead and edit that, but the format or the theme that we have here is acceptable. Again, we're trying to do as less work as possible, but knowing that we'll probably do some editing from there. Okay, so we got a nice slide, just a good picture. I'd probably just leave that. No sense necessarily finding perfect pictures from Segovia's life and so forth, or every single time. So we've got a little bit about here. Now again, this probably does not animate those at this point, so I'd probably go through. I like to animate bullet points if I do so. Not easy to fix. We have a concert hall picture about talking about launching his concert career. So after he started, or after he learned guitar, what he did from there. Okay, we have a generic concert program or concert audience here. I might change that because obviously that's probably a little outdated at this point for obvious reasons. Okay, but pretty, and again, without looking after every detail here specifically, I'd make sure that every detail was correct as well, of course. Okay, again, a good, nice, clean picture, self-taught technique and intuition. Okay, adopted and refined playing style over time. Okay, new technical standards for classical guitar, all good. Expanded the guitar repertoire, that's 100% true. That's a big part of what he did. Library he transcribed, okay. Adapted lute, okay. That's all good, that's all good. Again, I kind of like the idea of the older picture there. That's kind of a nice touch on that of an older guitar. Transcription from Baroque masters, so I do like this here, where the AI took some transcripts here. I have no idea what that transcription actually is, if that's a true Baroque piece, but it's just kind of a nice visual to show that, okay, this is probably what he was working with and changed it. So let's see. Showcase guitar's versatility from French Baroque composer works, harpsichord, Bach, complex fugues. So it really did a good breakdown of what he did and redid from there. And then champion contemporary composers. Well, those top ones are not contemporary composers for sure, because we've got Bach, Beethoven, Mozart there. So I might change that out a little bit, but I don't know if the AI did that collage or if it already found one like that. But this is all pretty straightforward. And again, it's taken from the text from the Britannica site, so I'm sure that, again, it's very well done or correct information. Again, notable composer collaborations. Okay, talked about this. So I do like the fact that it says who this was and who they were, basically. Not just like, hey, he did Villalobos and he did this guy, but shows, again, the quite variety with that. Now, I'm not sure who that picture is. I don't know if it's one of those, to be honest. So I might change that just so that I'm 100% sure that it's one of those composers there. So this is obviously a much more modern piece here. This is Mauro Giuliani from the classical guitar period in the 1750s, 1800s-ish. They would not have had it like this in the tablature and so forth, but it is one of those pieces. So I might change that just to find something that's a little bit more authentic here. This talks about documented his life and philosophy through writings, his autobiography. So I might put a picture of his autobiography up. But again, the whole idea is to get a framework or a template, I believe, with these things so that you can just easily go through and change them when you need. There we go. There's a nice picture there. And again, I'd probably blow this up a little bit, just fill out this, maybe add a couple more graphics. But again, the idea is the template is done and I can just easily go through and modify this without literally coming with scratch. So again, just his later in life. I'm not sure what city this is, to be honest. I don't know. It says Madrid here. I don't know if that's Madrid. Could possibly. Again, not a bad picture. You've got a student and some teachers, a teacher and some students here, so that reflects what they've got here. Inspired development of the formal guitar curricula, correct. Again, the template's kind of, samey that you'd get in any template slide format. You got basically the same color palettes and graphics for the most part, the same text. Classical guitar concert recital hall. So this says Ricardo somebody and Maria, so it's not a Segovia one. But, I mean, it's playing off the idea that he influenced the, more modern players at this point. So it's not a bad thing, I guess. Guitar versus lute, not a bad little comparison about the two. I would probably move this slide upwards earlier in the slide deck. Ancient Outdoor Tours. Okay, that's a very modern girl. I've seen her on TikTok. So, influencing modern people, not a bad thing. Again, a nice clean picture of Segovia there. I like this highlighting his performance style, emphasize tone and dynamics, true skill and emotion, finger picking, created warm, intimate sound. Okay, this is definitely a stock photo. I'd definitely change that out so we don't have any watermarks there. And I might combine those two previous slides. It's very similar, to be honest. And again, stuck with you. We've got a very modern piece. Again, some of these seem a little bit out of order, that I might change the order up because I'd probably do this with some of the earlier, as we saw pictures earlier. We got some random dude recording, so obviously it's kind of a recording, so I found a picture of that. So yeah, that's all good. Okay, cultural impact. Again, some of these I might kind of condense down. This is 25 slides. Some of these are kind of the samey, so I might condense these, but again, copying and pasting would be an easy thing to do. Influence today, so a nice little, we're wrapping everything up. Okay, using them in tributes, exhibits dedicated to his instruments. I'm pretty sure that's going to be like a Baroque guitar, so that's not necessarily his. So I might see if I can find, this is just a generic, looks like music museum. I might find something a little bit more specific to him. And then a summary. Okay, so overall, again, about what I would expect. Again, the slideshow theme, a little samey, pretty much the same, little cloud in every corner, the same, but again, that's not too unheard of when you're talking about themes. Pictures are pretty well done, good quality pictures. Again, I might move them around a little bit, add animations and things like that. Should be easy to do in Google Slides. And I guess the next video I can do is export this over to Google Slides and just see how easy these things are to change. I'm hoping that Google Slides will let me just click on the picture, click on this, and then do what I would normally do from there. I'm pretty familiar with slides over the years. I really like the slides, and I like to add the animations and stuff to make it a little bit more interesting. And then in class, I have a remote clicker just to kind of make things much easier for me and kind of, again, have full control over the presentation as I need to from there. But overall, again, my expectations with AI is to again, at least provide me the initial documents, give me a framework, give me something to work on. And then as long as it doesn't take me like too long to completely redo it, then I think it's got a good ability in the classroom for that, give me again a head start, give me again the framework, the template to work from there, and then with a few little changes to tweak it how I want, making sure the information's good and everything where I need it, then I think this is very helpful. And again, thank you Edcafe for giving me the opportunity by providing me with their premium service so that I could make these videos and play around with it from there. But there is the slide deck presentation as Edcafe has created for me on Andre Segovia. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.